This week, you're going to learn the first fundamental practice needed to walk the path, the elimination of the egos. This is the first of the 3 key practices needed to awaken, and is needed to eliminate the egos so that they are gone for good. This practice is referred to as the first key, and also as the death, since with it the egos actually die. If you have been practicing self-observation, you would have noticed various egos coming and going continuously throughout the day as thoughts, changing emotions, moods, impulses, reactions, etc. If you have gotten the observation and awareness working well, even for a moment, you would have seen that the egos are separate from us, and that it is possible to be clear of them temporarily. However, you would have noticed that the egos always come back. Awareness and self-observation cannot fundamentally remove an ego for good, neither can reasoning with the mind. There is a power greater than the mind that we must appeal to in order to eliminate an ego so that it goes away permanently. We need to appeal to our personal Divine Mother. We each have our own being. Our consciousness is just a small part. There are higher parts residing in higher dimensions with different roles. The 2 main parts are our Divine Father, a masculine aspect, and our Divine Mother, a feminine aspect, whose power is also present in the Kundalini. The Divine Mother guides the essence closely in daily life in this work. She has the role and the power to eliminate the egos. No other force can. To be able to ask her to eliminate an ego, we must first see the ego we want to eliminate. The egos must be seen in the very moments they appear in a particular center, through self-observation. As soon as you observe an ego appearing in a center, you ask then and there for your Divine Mother to disintegrate it. You ask quickly in your own words, something like, "Divine Mother, disintegrate it." But you use whatever words you are comfortable with. This is how we die to the egos as they arise. The main thing is to observe with the intent to eliminate what you see. The observation must be directed towards the 5 inferior centers, and you must aim to eliminate any sensations you spot in them, so that the centers are cleared. If the observation isn't working properly, you will not be able to eliminate the egos, because you cannot ask to eliminate something you haven't seen. It is important to practice this well so you learn how to do it correctly. It needs to be done throughout every moment and every day as you go about your activities. There are many egos, and they are arising all the time. They are not permanent parts of us. Each one is actually a separate entity. They reside in the astral and mental planes of the 5th dimension and enter the psyche via any of the 5 inferior centers. As they manifest in a center, we spot them by seeing the sensation in that center, the compulsive thoughts in the mind, the feelings in the emotional center, etc. As they manifest, they steal energy from the center that they appear in. Then they return to the 5th dimension to come back later to feed on our psychic energy. Although they are separate entities, each ego feels like it is a part of us because of the mind, and because each ego has a small percentage of our consciousness trapped within it. We begin the work with our essence having 3% of free consciousness. It is the essence that perceives when we are aware. It is the essence that observes the different egos. It is who we really are. The other 97% of our consciousness is trapped within the various egos. When an ego is eliminated, the particle of consciousness that was trapped within it returns to and joins with the essence, and this is how our percentage of consciousness increases. When a spark of consciousness returns, it brings with it the knowledge of the darkness it was trapped in, and with this we increase in wisdom. When a person finishes the 3rd mountain, they return to the Absolute, not innocent as they left, but with wisdom that comes from overcoming the darkness. An ego must be small for the Divine Mother to eliminate it instantaneously. A large, strong ego cannot be eliminated right away. With a large outburst, you need to keep asking for the elimination again and again so it gradually reduces in size until it is small enough to be eliminated. It is important not just to work on large and obvious manifestations of egos, but to eliminate the tiny details manifesting all the time. Fleeting thoughts coming and going, minor feelings of annoyance, small reactions, etc. These details feed and sustain the larger ego. This is like a tree, where the tree represents a main ego, like anger. But the tree is held up by roots, and off these roots come smaller roots that branch out. and off these come the tiny filaments that extract nutrients from the soil. These are like the details of the ego that feed and sustain it. These tiny filaments must be removed one by one. Removing just a few won't make a big difference, but as more and more are removed, the tree will wither, and if all are removed, it will completely die. It is the same with an ego, except an ego actually reduces in size as the details are removed until it is tiny enough for the Divine Mother to disintegrate it completely. The elimination of the egos needs to be the main focus of your day for it to work properly. If your main focus is the tasks you need to do, then you will not be focused enough on the first key and will not remember enough to do it. So it's important to use life as a means to learn about yourself and to use the activities of your day as a means to see and eliminate egos, so that interchange is your main goal. If the internal work isn't your main goal, the external activities and tasks will become your goal, and you will forget about eliminating the egos. This practice needs to be done from moment to moment because egos are manifesting all the time. When we are not clear and aware, then an ego is manifesting. Compulsive thoughts are arising continuously, for example. These must be seen and eliminated. So it's a matter of learning how to make this a natural part of your life so that you carry it out with the activities of your day, whether working, talking to people, doing chores, etc., so that your inner work is your main focus in daily life. This is something to work toward, but for now, you need to eliminate the egos as often as you remember to do it, and to investigate how to make it the main focus of your day. You can also investigate how to do it within activities in which this practice can be more difficult at first, such as when talking to people. You also need to investigate how to die to an ego when you don't feel like doing it. So investigate this practice and do it as much as you can each day so that you learn how it works and begin to make real changes within.